Coming up next, a UFC welterweight division matchup. All right, so here he is, the former two-division UFC champion, George "Rush" St-Pierre. He's the most prolific takedown artist on paper in UFC history. Despite not having any amateur wrestling chops to speak of, this is a man who, at least in my mind, turned the MMA takedown into a thing of beauty.
Yes, he did. He made it all look so smooth and so great. But it was the striking of George St-Pierre that was so good that made you have to be on awareness the whole time. So as the hands flew up, George St-Pierre had the timing that was unmatched at the time in mixed martial arts. One of the first guys that was truly able to do everything. Before we had specialists, and then we had George St-Pierre, he truly changed the game.
Well, this guy has truly made the takedown a thing of beauty in mixed martial arts. With respect to yourself and George St-Pierre and the truly great takedown artists, this guy's closing the gap and entering that company in the eyes of many.
Oh, absolutely, because he's done such a great job of timing takedowns. I haven't seen anyone so good at slipping a jab into a takedown since George St-Pierre.
Right.
He does a phenomenal job of getting from step one to step two before his opponent even realizes now he's in on my leg. And if they do get their hips back, immediately he's up into a foot sweep or a headlock or an inside choke. It's just so many different ways for him to get you to the floor that he will throw every single one at you every single time.
And a lot of fighters talk about that wrestling maintenance and how hard it is, right, over the course of a career to continue to drill those things. He talks a lot about that, and that's why he's continued to realize success here in the UFC. Our tail of the tape for this highly anticipated welterweight fight. GSP is 6 years his senior. He will have a 4-inch reach advantage. Now for the introductions, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 26 wins, 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the former UFC welterweight champion, George "Rush" St-Pierre. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a wrestler, holding a professional record of 23 wins, 3 losses. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Chicago, Illinois, Belal, remember the name, Muhammad! And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Yves Lavigne.
The veteran Yves Lavigne draws the assignment here.
You ready?
All right, so here we are in Las Vegas, Nevada at the T-Mobile Arena. It's hard to believe this venue hasn't even been open 5 years when you think about all the big events it has held. Conor versus Khabib. You beat Stipe to become the double champ inside these very walls. You're getting chills from that tonight, champ.
I'm getting chills being back at the T-Mobile Arena. I love this venue. And I'm going to tell you one last thing before the fight night starts. After you're done, take a walk outside and take a gander at the side of the building. You can see your boy DC prominent up high in the rafters, holding up those 2 titles.
Oh.
What a great arena, the T-Mobile Arena.
And that Vegas air feels like a hairdryer in your face.
It's so hot.
Oh, spinning back fist. He didn't telegraph that one at all. Try to establish that jab. GSP gets the takedown, and potentially a critical takedown here. Well, these are some excellent ground and pound strikes here, DC. There's an efficiency with which he operates in these situations.
He knows exactly when to throw, exactly when to hold, and it's allowing him to really control the grappling aspect of the fight.
There's a song there, right? Know when to hold him, know when to fold him.
Yep, absolutely. The Kimura's not the arm, it's the shoulder pressure.
Oh, man, that was slick.
Well, this is a tough fighter to buck off. Very good pressure and work here by George St-Pierre. Oh, he's got the ground and pound going now. Just over 2 minutes to go in round one. Oh, and he escapes up to his feet. Very nice.
Ooh, what a punch. Look at him working and trying to shut the liver down.
.90 seconds to go. Oh, the kickboxing chops on full display with that offering. Nicely done.
Beautiful kick landed by this man.
GSP gets the double leg takedown. Nothing telegraphed about that
Oh,
shot.
he's gonna attack
Well
the
done.
triangle choke here. Watch triangle, watch triangle. Needs to push the arm to the side. Get his head against.
And he's out. All right, he's very comfortable fighting off his back, DC. Now looks like he's trying to hip escape.
Yeah, he's trying to hip escape or maybe look for a Kimura here.
Man, isn't it fun to watch this dude work on the mat?
He's unbelievable how fluid he is in his motions on the mat.
Side control now, DC. A lot of options at his disposal from here.
Doing great, okay? We've got this fight in the bag, but I do not want you to pull off all. I want you to keep the pressure on, fight smart.
All right, now we take a look back at some of the highlights. He has had his kicking game going early and often tonight.
I mean, on point, right? He knew that this was going to be a way for him to take control of this fight. He's used those kicks to really put him out ahead, and I'm not sure if his opponent has the ability to adjust and stop him from landing these over and over.
All right, DC is back from the concession stand as we
Popcorn in
get
hand.
our next round underway, and you had to like what you saw in terms of the volume and the efficiency on the feet in that previous one.
Oh, he did a great
Quick entry to get him on
man.
a
That
single.
was a great single.
Oh.
Oh, my God, he switched the block to a high crotch, rotated him, and took him for a ride. That was a big takedown.
All right, half guard position here. We'll see what he can do with it. A lot of weapons at his disposal from this dominant position.
Oh, man, I feel for a wrestler, this is the most dominant position in all of fighting because wrestlers love control.
Right.
And to have your upper body free and your legs able to hold your opponent in position, it is like striking gold. Build your posture, throw your punches, big damage, but then always control the far side underhook. This is a great position for a top fighter.
Oh, and there's the double leg takedown for him. Beautiful entry there. All right, bottom fighter here, maybe looking to hip escape, DC.
And now he has a headlock trying to pin his opponent's back down flat onto the mat. Look from the transition to an arm triangle to try to chase the finish. There he is, he's moving to the finishing position. Now watch, he goes parallel right next to his opponent. When it's
Getting tighter. Wow. Ooh, right into side control, DC.
This is where you want to be now because you get to make your opponent decide. They try to turn back into you, you can attack guillotine. If they turn away to try to get to your knees, you throw your hooks in and you got all your rear choke submissions.
Well, working pretty effectively from the top here. Nice ground and pound by St-Pierre. So a much different approach from him here in round two. Took him a while to find the range, get in his striking rhythm. He has found it here, and as a result, has really picked up the pace in round two. Oh, beautiful jab by him there, really taking advantage of what is an obvious edge and reach.
Big, powerful punch lands. Now he gets back in range. Take him down, cut him. Take him down, cut him. Over and over, he's securing this takedown.
All right, working inside the closed guard now. This is no safe place against this opponent. Nicely done. Well, not good body language from his opponent here, DC. He's curled up.
No, he's exhausted, he's been beaten.
Oh, that's got to be discouraging as he gets right back up again.
Liver kick.
And both fighters exchange in the pocket. Whiffs on the straight right hand. All right, so that's the end of the round. A lot of highlights from which to choose, but his success in that round certainly rooted in his offensive takedown game.
And that's what he does, right? He's a grinder. He's the type of guy that wants to get a hold of you, drag you to the floor. It doesn't bother him that much if you get back to your feet. He just wants to continue to make you work the entire time because he understands this type of grind most guys can't keep up with.
Just relax. You're too long for that. Just circle towards the right hand. Don't circle towards the right hand so much. Sometimes you have to circle towards the right.
Well, he certainly had his way with his opponent in that previous round, and with this guy, even when you know what's coming, sometimes it's still just hard to stop him.
Yes, because he's always changing it up. The first time, it may be a high crotch entry. The second time, you may get single. Third time, it may be double. Ultimately, it always leads to him in the top position, trying to find space for his ground and pound.
Well, just as he did in the previous round, continuing to land a high number of strikes here, and he hasn't really showed any signs of slowing down. Scary, scary proposition for the opponent.
He has a commitment to kicking tonight, and it shows.
Again, he's looking for that left. It's not there. Now, oh, and a quick entry.
Great single entry, rotates the high crotch, is taking it for a ride.
Good movement by him here, transitioning very well on the ground tonight.
Step for step, he's staying with his opponent in every transition.
All right, side control now. We'll see if he can advance position. Looks like he's trying to isolate an arm here, DC.
Yeah, he's isolating it to try to get a Kimura. Notice he'll step over the head to try to get the Kimura. The Kimura is not the arm. It's the shoulder pressure that usually makes you tap.
And he's out. St-Pierre's got him in a crucifix now. Going to go to work from the top. Under 3 minutes to decide this one. All right, good movement by him here on the ground. He really is a master of these transitions.
He is a master of movement on the ground. You never know where he's going to be.
Outstanding ground and pound here. Somewhat of a lost art in MMA, at least in terms of making sure that every strike counts. Not an issue for him.
He's making every single one of them count. He is not pity-patting. He's not touching. Every punch that lands, he wants you to feel it.
Working out of side control here. His opponent trying to control posture, but you got to be careful here. Well, you know, I don't like the gi very much, but I have an appreciation and a healthy one for these type of transitions.
You can tell he's been in a gi at some point in his life in the way that he moves so freely.
I'm skipping jiu-jitsu next week, too. Ground and pound strike is true.
He's putting him in exactly the positions he needs to be in right now. He's able to relax here. And he understands, being a veteran of so many fights, that as long as he's on top, he's winning. He feels like he's winning here.
All right, he's got side control here, DC. You know, he's got a lot of different submissions in his arsenal once this fight gets to the ground. Close guard. Back to his feet. Not much behind the takedown offering there. Oh, that's a beautiful kick right there. I don't know if you've ever been kicked by a mule. Probably feels something like that.
It has to. This guy is landing his kick with so much force.
Blocks that kick to the body.
Big punch lands over the top. How's he gonna follow?
Well, the opponent seemed to think he had shored up the takedown defense. It did not hold up there.
It may feel good in practice, but you don't know until the guy's in front of you hitting takedown attempt after takedown attempt.
All right, so a close fight goes the distance here tonight, DC. I know you're not a judge, but any lean to one fighter or the other?
I mean, when I watched the fight, I believe that he did enough. But when these fights are this close, it's razor thin. You don't know what the judges are seeing. I think he did enough. I think it was the striking advantage that he showed that should get him the victory, but we shall see.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Declared the winner by split decision, George Rush St-Pierre!
All right, right, so the judges have rendered their decision, and 2 of the 3 of them had it for him. So he gets it done by split decision tonight. You've been involved in some of those. Nothing easy standing there waiting for the judges to render this.
John, it is the worst feeling in the world, not knowing if you did enough, right? Or not knowing what the judges were watching. So I know exactly what these guys are feeling as they walk to the center. You got your fingers crossed, you got your toes crossed, you got everything crossed, hoping that 2 judges saw it your way.